Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Good
wabarakatuh.
afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone here is always healthy. We are from Group 3. We'll present a presentation about terms language testing. Before starting the presentation this afternoon, it's a good idea to say Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
The members of our group are myself, Khairiyatun Khatimah, then my friend Nesya Maura Ramadhani, and Putri Rizqi Ramadhani. The topics that we will bring are first, language test. Second is testing reliability, and the last is backwash effect. For the first material will be brought by our friend Nesya Maura Ramadhani. For Nesya, time and place is yours.
Okay, thank you for moderator. Definition of test. A test is method of measuring a person's ability, knowledge, or performance in a given domain from birth. And from Arikunto, definite test is a tool or a procedure used to know or measure students' performance by using a set of ways and rules. Okay, next slide. Language testing. Language testing is a device that tries to assess how much has been learned in the French language course of some part of course from all learned. According to McNamara, language testing is a procedure for gathering evidence of general or specific language abilities from performance on tasks designed to provide the basis for prediction about an individual use of those abilities in real-world context. Okay, next slide. Achievement tests. According to Huggins, achievement tests are directly related to language course. Their purpose being to establish how successful individual students, group of students, or the course themselves have been in achieving objective. There are two kinds of tests, which is final achievement test and progress achievement test. Okay, next slide. Ronald states about the basic principle to have a good achievement test. Form a test make solve consider the achievement as follows below. A. Achievement test solve measure clearly define learning outcomes. There are harmony with the instructional objectivities. B. Achievement test solve measure an adequate sample of the learning outcome and subject matters content include in instruction. C. Achievement test results include the types of test items, which are most a process for measuring the desired learning outcome. D. Achievement test
Okay, thank you for Nesya Maura Ramadhani. The next topic will be brought by Putri Rizqi Ramadhani. For Putri, time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, moderator. I will explain about the next material, which is diagnostic test. Okay, diagnostic tests are also concerned with achievement or lack thereof. They are often geared to assess the success of some small scratch of teaching and perhaps to suggest tests have a threefold objective. Uh, and perhaps to suggest where remedial work will be required. Basically, diagnostic language tests have a threefold objective. The first objective is to provide learners with a way to start learning with their own personal learning program, or what would be called in the literature of testing learning facts. And the second is to provide learners with a way to test their knowledge of language. And the third is to provide learners with better information about their strengths and weakness. And next is about proficiency tests. Proficiency tests do not relate to any specific content or program. They are tests of what level has been reached in a language and stand independent of any. A proficiency test is devised to measure how much of language someone has learned. Actually, there are four types of Cambridge proficiency tests other than CPE. The first one is Cambridge Key English Test, or KET. The second is Cambridge Preliminary English Test, or PET. And third is Cambridge First Certificate of English, or FCE. And the last one is Cambridge Certificate in Advanced English, or CAE. And the last is Progress Test. A progress test in achievement like test, it is closely related to a particular set of teaching materials or a particular course of instructions. Progress tests are usually administered at the end of a unit, a course, or a term. A progress test may be viewed as similar to an achievement test, but much more narrower and much more specific in scope, according to Richard et al. At 1989. Okay, I think that's all from me, and back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you for Rizqi. And the last topic will be brought by me, Khairiyatun Khatimah. 5 is aptitude test. An aptitude test looks at how well you do. It has a strong predictive elements to it. According to Frankel and Whelan 2003, 135, aptitude tests assess intellectual abilities that are not most cases specifically taught in school. Language aptitude tests tend to measure a learner aptitude for language learning, with second or foreign, students' performance in language. Thus, it is used to identify those learners who are most likely to succeed. Language aptitude tests usually consist of several different test items which measures such abilities as first, sound coding ability, for the ability to identify and remember new sounds in a new language. Second is grammar coding ability, or the ability to identify the grammatical function of different parts of sentences. Third is inductive learning ability, or the ability to work out meanings without explanation in the new language. And the last is memorization, or the ability to remember and to recall words, patterns, rule in the new language. B. Testing reliability. Some language testing experts define reliability as referring to consistency of the scores resulted from the assessment. See Diwan Dono 1996, 98. Bronland 1985, 86 for examples. A reliable test means that it should give the same result for similar groups of students and with different people marking. First, keep the instruction language simple and give an example. Second, use language that is similar to what you use in class, so as not to confuse students. Third is, if possible, ask a college to do the test before you use it with students. And the last is for testing productive skills such as writing and speaking. Have 2 markers and use standard written criteria. There are factors that contribute to the unreliability of a test, such as: first, student-related reliability, which can be caused by fatigue, sickness, anxiety. B, rater reliability, which can be caused by subjectivity, bias, and human error. C, test administration reliability, which can be caused by the condition in which a test is administered. And the last is test reliability, which is caused by the nature of a test. Long tests can cause fatigue. C, backwash effect. The backwash effect can be defined as the direct or indirect effect of backwash effect examination on teaching methods. First, positive washback occurs when there is harmony between the teaching and the student's examination or a class test performance. Second is the negative washback effect occurs when there is no sync between what is taught and what is performed, or such as narrowing down the content. Okay, that is the material that I can give. Thank you. Okay, everyone. That's all the topic that we can explain. If there is some wrong, we say sorry and end it. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.